छाया आसमान, देखो झूमता गगन, हे छाया आसमान, देखो झूमता गगन, जमीन आसमान मुझे छू गया, झूमता गगन, मेरे झूमने जहां, ये कैसा नशा प्यार का समान, वही समा झूमे आसमान, होश तो खोले प्यार तू ले ले संग मेरे झूम जा, कैसा नशा होश है कहाँ, होश तो खोले प्यार तू ले ले संग मेरे झूम जा. And here we are. Here we are. Can you hear me? All right. Let's see what we got to do today. We are live, Allastrology. Get a reading. Got to drop your name into the chat. Got to say hello. You would benefit by giving me your birth digits, birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. Hey, healing readings, Sergius, I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Perfect. All right. Happy birthday to Donna. Healing readings. Yippee is right. Anything to be aware of? Yes. All right. Happy birthday to Donna. And let's see what we can see in your chart, Donna. Let me get your chart up here. It is Monday, June 22nd. I don't know about y'all, but we got some beautiful weather where we're at. Although yesterday was a frickin' monsoon. And I think that's what they have on the schedule for us the rest of the week, but we'll see. Right now, let's talk astrology. Yay. Let's do it. Healing readings wants to take a look. Donna says, anything for today? Anything? Well, Donna, you know about your Mars. New, exciting, different. Hold on a minute. I got to turn this off of to regular real quick here. Western astrology. All right, we'll do that. Okay, so there you go. You got Uranus sitting on your Mars. New, exciting, different. Yeah, super assertive for learning. Lightning bolt, lightning fast. How's your mind feeling? I wouldn't want to be you right now. Feeling plugged in, amped up. And what about your body other than the brain? How are you feeling physically? I'm just like, are you all a buzz? Seriously. And now you got the Pluto thing going backwards up there. Yeah, adding to the intensity. And Hathor. You got Hathor sitting there at 5. So she's that mother goddess energy. Interesting, right? Yeah. Very creative energy. Bursts of creativity. Talks about courageous energy, courage of your convictions. And in Gemini energy, it's talking about a desire to kind of go after what you want, but to go after what you want to learn and to go after those communications. That mind energy is so freaking plugged in. And I'm curious for you, Donna, have you noticed, I would think today, yesterday, tomorrow, the next day, for a lot of folks, really, the Mercury energy, because Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, Mercury is slowing down. So this really amps up the Mercury, the brain, and the speed, even though it's in freaking watery Cancer energy. We've got Mercury supported in your chart big time with Uranus and Mars there. So it kind of just like I said before, it plugs it in Mercury right now, maybe even some hidden esoteric meaning behind things, maybe some reminiscence, maybe some stuff about the past and family, maybe even, oh, I don't know, mysteries, within ancestry. Maybe there's some digging there. Maybe there's some revealing, even possibly because of the learning that's going on for you. And maybe there's a healing 24 degrees. That is healing and understanding energy. So that is right now today. And your own Mercury is a 24 degree in Gemini. So I think that connection there um, is I think it's a solid connection. But I also want to point out karmic energy. We've got something for you in karma at 10 degrees in Scorpio. This is partnership energy. This is kind of a big deal because right now we have this object right here, Sirius, which is all about nurturing, and it's conjunct Aldebaran. So there's information, maybe dad, authority figure, boss energy. This could even have to do with your own goals, especially learning goals and feeling that the learning is what's nurturing you right now. It is in this little uncomfortable thing over here in that partnership energy because you've got karmic energy there. Now, it doesn't have to be a horrible thing, of course, but it is a little uncomfortableness. It's like an irritation and an agitation right now. So maybe there's just you're doing, when Uranus is in Gemini, it takes multitasking to like a whole nother level of I didn't know a person can do that many things at one time. And remember the caution with Uranus on Mars. The I don't know, it's like an electric, it's like a jolt of electricity of due to the physical body, to take action, to even speak, to just go ahead and to like search out whatever you're passionate about because of the amped up. I call it booster rockets too, because it's Mars and Uranus together. So I think it just might be if you're getting scattered or if you're doing too much at one time, there can be accident prone energy. So we're trying to slow down, right? Trying to be smart, trying to breathe, trying to count 10 before we take any steps. So yeah, the Mercury is really jumping out. And I think it's again that whole learning thing, but there's something with home and family and ancestry too for you. So whether there is really like a deeper dive into healing and ancestry, the energy across the way, it's fascinating because there's this big, bold energy of two authority figures, like two masculine authority figures almost kind of clashing. And now this can have to do with dad, but it can also be romantic partnership energy or any male in your life or masculine energy that, I don't know, is lively, is fun, that comes across in like a dad-like way or an authority figure type of a way. There can be kind of like a little bit of a push-pull, almost like a clash. So your long-term goals, what it is that you have, kind of it's almost a vocation really, right? And that service energy, servicing for the long haul, but serving the group for the long haul. And doing it more of an altruistic way, right? An altruistic way. So I don't know if you feel that. Do you feel like of a little bit of a push pull because that other energy is going to be lively, it's going to be authoritative, it's going to possibly challenge what it is that you were friend energy, group energy. So maybe it's people talking, maybe it might be just random stuff, may have to do with peers like coworker type of energy or just whoever peers in general. So that can be just a little bit of a challenge, but I would say that overall for your birthday, Cancer season, sun on sun, it is definitely a time of inward stuff, inward stability, like the hidden stability, the stuff that makes us who we are on the inside, right? How we feel safe and secure type of energy. So nurturing self for you absolutely comes down to learning, for communication, talking, and enriching the mind, enriching it. And the authority figure thing is also you. Because you have a mixture of like a mom and dad energy of not you, not just you, right? This would be with ancestry as well. This would be a mom who possibly had to play a mom and dad role, or even vice versa. But you've got this strong, I'm at the top here. I'm in charge. And even though it may not be like the strong, colorful Leo type way, this is more of I can do it through the way I would with my family, with my children, as if these people are my children. And so there's something lovely, soft, empathetic, and warm about this energy. And you have also that ability to be the authority of this. So the Cancer stuff truly talks about diving into the past. And I love this for you because you have a North Node here. And when you stick with that at the 2 degrees, oh, I don't know, is this past life regression stuff? It can definitely be because it's working with the mind. It's in that third house. So I love this energy for this time, right? It enhances who you are and increases your level of comfort and security. And probably family and tribal energy, as far as the people that you come across, right? And connecting on those deep levels. And for you, let me see if you have something at I know I probably checked this once before, the 4, the 5. Okay, your Saturn. Got it. Your Saturn is there. All right. Interesting. What's really fascinating is that when I cross-reference like the Vedic stuff, when I look at the Vedic stuff, that 10 degrees in Pisces you have up there is actually kind of a big deal. In Vedic astrology, we have Saturn sitting there right now. So this would be spiritual work. This would be working and within the mysteries, the esoteric. Just working within a realm, kind of like the person who's got the foot in each realm, right? I'm working over there and I'm working over here. And Saturn is career and work, but again, vocation energy. So the 10 degrees again is more authority figure energy. And so that mixture of it being there with your own Saturn of diving into the past, 4 degrees, and the karmic stuff and past lives, or however you want to word that, your soul's memory, soul history. This would be really, I think you're going to have a remarkable information that comes forward. So I don't know if you've done it yourself, if you've explored that, but the 10 degrees that you have up here in your 12th house cusp line is a wonderful trine to the number 10 in the karmic energy in Scorpio of diving deep into other people's energy, into our energy, literally into our bonded past, because that's what the Scorpio stuff is. But it's a really strong trine, and you have it 2 ways for work and working in that field. The only thing I would have to say that's kind of jumping out right at this moment is that as the like the Virgo energy is coming forward, so the practical side of life, that kind of stuff, you have strengths there as far as having a good time and being practical, but it's also part of your health and your own work too. And so just making sure that you have your to-do lists for your own health and well-being, like that has to be just as important for you as it is as working with others and establishing connections with them and literally serving them in the way that you can probably do quite well. So that is a big highlight right now is the Virgo stuff that's coming forward, to make sure that that's part of the long-term goal for you, because you even have it down here, number 10 on your 6th house cusp line. It can create restrictions and slowdowns if we don't adhere to the caution signs along the way. We might finally get like, okay, you're not moving any further. We have some other things to take care of. And so we want to just make sure that we're treading with both eyes wide open, as opposed to going really speedy fast and almost like, like diving in head first and I didn't pay attention type thing. This Uranus thing can make that tricky. So I don't, let me see if there's anything else. The karma energy. Yep. I think that's probably why it's coming up strong too, is it's right there on that 6th house cusp line. I'm sorry, the 7th house cusp line at 6 degrees. This is also, it's the health stuff, but it's the below the surface, the hidden stuff, but also it's psychological and diving into the past and the history of partnerships, whether it's your own partnerships, partnerships with other people, personal and professional. But this is a great combination. And I know I've seen your chart many times before. This today is what's coming on strong, is all this bonded, all these invisible strings and tethers that you have to quite a bit of people. Where if you're sitting down doing work for these individuals, there's probably going to be a decent amount of accomplishment and success with this because you have the whole details and the deep dive Scorpio energy that's all there, and the sign of karma as well. So that supports going back and looking into the past. And I think it's the trust energy with the Scorpio that's big too, that's coming forward. It's the trust energy of, we just never know who we're hooking up with when we're going to sit down and do that kind of work with somebody. But there's something with you and other people where there's already like this developed bond. And it's that developed bond that helps people to feel safe to sit down and engage with somebody in this way. So that's what is really coming forward today. I'm assuming, yeah, it's because we got the sun in Cancer, but this is the big thing that's jumping out as I'm staring at this. And not to mention, you've seen things before in your chart, 6 degrees in Virgo with Uranus there, right? So something kind of alternative, something kind of different, new, something where you're outside of the box as to what, unconventional energy towards health and work and your day-to-day routines. So it's cutting edge and futuristic. And I think the combination is definitely going to be a combination of the past and the energetic and emotional bonds that people may more easily be able to detach from and sever from with your assistance. So I'm not sure how deep you wanted to get into this or if all this makes sense for you, but this is what is really coming strong today with all the water, literally with the Mercury and even Hygeia right at 22 more boss energy. So partnerships is at 20 degrees. So I like this for you. And then of course right now is a fun time. You've got Venus running through your 5th house. She just entered your 5th house a day ago, 2 days ago. And so now it's in the 5th house, even at the boss degree today of I'm going to take charge. This is what we're going to go do. It's Leo energy. Have fun. Happy birthday. And as far as let's see, Venus might be facing a little bit of a challenge right at this moment today because she's also getting, this karma thing you have here and the boss energy, this strong, I'm going to take control of this. I'm organized. I'm orderly. It's very structured. This is a square, literally. This is a square. And so this is not fast. Or I'm sorry, this is not slow. This moves fast. Okay. By tomorrow, Venus has already moved off of this. So maybe there's just a little stress and tension, with bonded relationships, significant one-on-one relationship, marriage partnerships. But to me, with Venus and Leo, this is more of this playful, flirty, Leo and Venus, they want to have a good time. So if anything, it just might be a little bit of the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Begins with an R. It doesn't matter, but you know what I'm saying. Have a good time and just realize that it's, just find more ways to find something to laugh about, literally, but it's your birthday. So with that, I think I'm loving this for you, in moving forward. So that would be, other than, let me see if this Uranus is angling anything else in a harsh way. Yeah, the Uranus energy, of course, is going to come through eventually. But right now this year, no, because Uranus is going to start its retrograde. So you're clear. You're clear because you will have a Uranus squaring Uranus. But that'll be a little bit further down the line. Definitely not today energy. And so, this Uranus and this Saturn might be a little might be a little more, it's more of the same energy I said, authority figure energy. They're squaring up. So you do have this in multiple ways. This might be professionally at the job you're in right now. You might experience that. But I think we kind of covered that once before. And I feel like there's just a lot of boss energy here. and it's more about focus on your long-term goals, right? And not and to just take heart that your own well-being is definitely part of that plan too. All right. So I hope that helped you. Hope it helps. Let me see what I got going on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Get in the chat. That's me. Hello, Sergius. Just watching. Thank you for saying that you're passing, Sergius. That helps so much. Okay, got it. I think I already read that. Can you hear? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good, good, good. Toth Mark. Hello, hello. Yeah, Donna. It worked out. I know. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm glad it's nice. Squirrels in the mind. Body can't keep up. Squirrels are loose in the mind. Body can't keep up. Okay, well, yeah, like I said, the Virgo energy was coming through strong. So you have to make time for that Virgo, for your body, because Uranus will run your ass ragged if you let it, okay? And everybody forgets, like Mars is a soldier. And what do soldiers do? What are they trained to do? If it hurts, you push through. Well, that can get you in a tricky spot, right? And you're not in the military, so you don't have to do that. I have to remind myself that all the time, like, it's okay. Tell Mars to F off. Like, I literally have to say that, like, back the hell up. I know that sounds nuts. All right, so who we got here? Shannon Gilbert, cover up. Shannon's got a birth time. Count me. Shannon, what's going on? All right, Shannon, and then Becky will be next, and then Wendy after that. Yeah, you got to get in order. All right, we go in order. Hello, Helen. Hello. Gibson Murphy's here. What's going on, Gibson? Hey, how are you? Gibson's passing. All right, so let me repeat that. Shannon is going to be next. I got your name on the board there. And just so you all understand, these are free readings. I do speed readings. Donna had sent a gift. And so when people do that, I spend more time on their chart, okay? Just so that we're all clear about the timeline. So Shannon's there, and then Becky will be number 2. Shannon number 1, Becky number 2, Wendy number 3. Mr. Reborn, if you're getting a reading, you're number 4. If you're not getting a reading, actually, yeah, if you're getting a reading, yeah, you would be number 4. And then John, I see John, 9906, England. Yep, number 5. Helen, number 6. Did I count that right? Gibson's passing. Nugget, number 7. Nugget, you're number 7. Mr. Reborn said I dropped an email earlier. Okay, so listen, folks. Listen. I get people who are telling me about these emails. You may have a letter wrong in that email address. You want to double check. I keep checking my email, and yeah, I don't see anything. I saw Donna's. Mr. Reborn, I don't see anything from you. All right? So double check to where you sent it. All right, so let's get Shannon up here. Shannon, I got to create your chart December 21st, 1957, 10:54 p.m., Chicago, Illinois. No way. All right. Okay, let me get my situated here. Let me get your chart drawn up. Have you seen your chart before, Shannon? I'd just like to confirm that the chart I'm looking at is accurate, is all. I don't like spending my time on a chart that isn't accurate because it's a waste of both of our time. Oh, Lord, hold on a second. Okay. December 21st. 1957. All right, we got 10:54 p.m. Alrighty, let's see. There we go. Let's get that up in the chart. Get that. Oh, where did it go? There it is. Let's see what we're looking at. Let's see what we're working with here. And I don't think I've read for you before. So, got to take a minute to look at the chart. Count me in. I adore you, Shannon. Well, that's nice of you to say. Thank you. I don't think you've been here before. All right. I think I've seen a comment or two under one of the videos, or a couple, maybe more than one of the videos. Ooh, Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon, born on a new moon with the Mercury right in between them, and it's a retrograde Mercury. Okay, so this person understands the mind and that busy energy. Oh, a Pluto at 2 degrees in Virgo, a retrograding Pluto. All right, so before I get into all the lovely details, the delicious details of a person's chart, you have a ascendant at 19 degrees in Virgo, this says, and a moon at 11 degrees in Capricorn. Wow. Does that sound like you? That's what this chart says. December 21st, 1957. Let me check the birth time one more time. 10:54 p.m. Let me make sure that's, did I get that right? 10:54 p.m. Chicago. Okay, good. Yeah, that's right. Does this chart look like yours? Sometimes every blue moon, the software gets weird. Yeah, that's me. Great. Okay, Nugget, I see your digits. Good job. Yep. When you put your digits in, it really helps me if you have them all on the same comment. So I'm not fishing all around the chat. Thank you for doing that. That huge help. All right, let me get familiar real quick. South Node and Taurus at 9. Okay. Freaking Mars. You got a Mars at 29 in Scorpio. Whoa, this is a loaded stellium here. Pandora's box at 29, Mars at 29. Did you know you had Sekhmet there at 29 in Scorpio as well? Whoa. Karma at 3 degrees in Aries in your 7th house. Partnerships, Aries energy. You have a retrograding Uranus in Leo. Oh, this can be tricky because that is a strong quincunx to your moon, your Mercury. You have opposition to your Venus. Okay. All righty. Oh, look at this. You have Ra, Egyptian god Ra, trines your midheaven with Rigel. I believe this is also Ishtar, divine feminine, trining your midheaven. Okay. All right, and a Jupiter at 27. Wow, okay. Neptune at 4. Okay, 1921. Let's see what we got going on here. 22. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the number 8 in Scorpio energy is really coming across strong. So this talks about attachments and bonded energy. It talks about the energetic past being just as much alive today as it was yesterday for you. It's really strong. The vertex are also at 2, more attachment energy. Okay. So this can be quite tricky energy to deal with. You're dealing with a combination of information from the past, from the present, and the future. You have Aquarius, in the 5th, Leo in the 11th. That combination brings, the mind working on, like, whole other levels than mere mortals. Like, that's just to emphasize, how powerful and interesting this is and how otherworldly it can be as well. But understanding systems, understanding society and tribal energy too, there's this can be really complicated. This can be really complicated to live with, because it's having the ability to discern like past, present, future, getting information of timelines yet to live type of energy. So this is like that big pot on the stove with this really deluxe ass recipe that's got like over 50 freaking ingredients in it. Do you know what I mean? So this is this is rather big. In my mind, the way I'm looking at this and the way it's coming through to me as I'm sitting in this energy, the Jupiter at 27's got to make it pretty complicated. That's a freaking Mercury mind degree as well. So this is where it becomes even more tricky is anytime we touch in with Jupiter energy, it's going to expand upon something. It could bring a truth. It can have the wisdom, but it can also exaggerate. It has the ability to do all those things. So this is where it can get really tricky, and this is in the house of attachments and desires. So having the Scorpio energy, Scorpio doesn't let go of anything. Do you follow? Like it doesn't give up. It won't let go. The war never ends with Scorpio energy, not until it surrenders, which you do have Neptune there, which is actually probably a huge benefit to come in and to step in and to be like, enough already. I just want peace. And so this trine from the Neptune to this vertex point may help with that, as may partnerships, because you have some Pisces on that 7th house cusp line. And it is at the relationship degree. So spiritual partnerships, you can, people, creatives even, but it's tuning into just focusing on something that keeps one serene and calm, and it provides a respite, because Pisces can be like make believe energy, but it's also good for meditation and music and pictures, right, and theater and creative everything, right, creative everything. So partnerships with that sort of energy, or even the divine, right, because we're detaching from the 3D realm, that can be a huge benefit, because Scorpio is all about let's take some battles on. At 29 degrees with the Mars here and Sekhmet and this can of worms, this can be quite wicked energy. Usually Scorpio's traumas in the past, right? And at 29 degrees, it's no joke. It's no joke. And I've seen you have some 8-degree marks in your chart as well, which brings up more trauma. It's in Aries, so it's to the physical body, possibly the head, maybe have to do with my appearance, maybe when I was younger. But so there's just some traumatic stuff. And of course, your Mercury also at 8. So just the details and looking at where things are located and the degrees alone tell a huge story of wholly complex stuff that you are working through and processing. The thing about the Sekhmet conjunct the Mars, warrior goddess, daughter of Ra, Egyptian god Ra. This is a goddess who's not just the warrior goddess, but also known as a goddess of medicine. Talks about learning from and being transformed by experiences that have to do with a death and change and transformation, cleansing through suffering sort of energy. And then it leads to a healing and a rebirth. And it's connected all here really strong at that 29. So when I see that, that points to just such strong stuff from the past. But without anything else, just also some of the things we sometimes forget with the Scorpio is it might sometimes suggest that it's okay to ask for help to seek professional help, whether and on any capacity you want, like whether it's someone who does past life readings or whether it's sitting down with somebody who, oh, I don't know, I can vent to them, right? It's in whatever capacity because the Scorpio shit's so damn deep that we would probably need some help to process some of the stuff. But beliefs, again, is I don't think I said it before, but beliefs. Well, I mentioned Jupiter. Jupiter is connected to beliefs. So beliefs within relationships and equality and fairness and justice would be huge. You even have your node, your North Node in Scorpio. Like this is a person who's not going to let go. And this person's probably looking for justice. It's 9 degrees. It's the North Node. It's Scorpio. I'm going to take this fight. I'm going to take it to them type of thing. Yeah, this is law, this is lawyers, this is courtrooms. But Scorpio is the super detective of the Zodiac, the super detective of the Zodiac. So these can be individuals who, it can be psychic energy. Of course, Scorpio is psychic, but it can be people who are able to connect, with information for others. Some people just need a piece of clothing. Some people just need a name and a birth time. Some people just need a name, right? And then they can kind of connect to the other side because your desire energy is mixed in with this. So if that's something you're already doing or you want to do or you're dabbling with, it will be strong. And I would recommend highly to make sure that you have boundaries, healthy boundaries set up because Scorpio is deeply bonded energy that doesn't want to let go, right? So it's just protecting yourself if you're in that process, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is a lot to work with, a lot to work with here. It's powerful, and the power also comes from your Pluto in the 12th house. Pluto is exalted in that location. Exalted. Yeah. I've always liked Pluto and Virgo because Virgo is about the details. And Pluto says, well, let's dive deeper to get more details. You follow? So because it's at 2 degrees, holy effing shit. Talk about diving into the past. Talk about deep diving on a soul level, right? Virgo's perfection. So we always have to keep that in mind and unbelievably analytical, and we can get lost in the details. But it's over what I value and can be love, past loves, just anything of value. Okay. Anything of value. 2 degrees. You even have Isis right there at 2 degrees conjunct your Pluto. Holy big deal. You have Vertex, Pluto, and Isis. Now here's something, right? This Pluto, the connection, if you look at, if you go, well, you might know this already, but these two are husband and wife. You have them together at 2 degrees. This is some powerful shit you have here. I'm just saying. This is some powerful stuff. Discernment is what I keep hearing, though, with this Virgo energy. Discernment keeps coming through loud because there's a lot of invisible bonds here and a lot of the knowledge, the information, the details. Sometimes we get inundated and we feel as though like this is, let me put it like this. Sometimes the dead need to be left dead. Sometimes the past just needs to stay into the past. Some things we have to we just have to draw a line at some point, at some time. So that was yeah, that was kind of what was coming through on that one with the discernment and with the Virgo. So that makes sense. And you definitely would have the power to do that because you've got your Pluto there. But no doubt that anytime you come across people with the vertex, the point of fate in your Pluto energy, oh, it's going to be interesting. Again, it's going to be connected to possibly work, possibly love, money, desires. Okay. So significant one-on-one relationships that you're in, maybe overseas relationships, overseas communications. This can be like coworker energy, and change and transformation is huge. Growth is a big deal here. Whew. All right. So let me move on. I hope that helped. And let me save your chart. Did I do that? I did. Okay, so we got you in the system. We do this every Saturday. Well, like every other Saturday, and then we're here during the week, at least one day a week as a surprise live. So you could always come back. The other Saturdays, the other 2 Saturdays, we still do this, but we do it privately. Like this Saturday is a private live. And then the other Saturday, we do our astro class. Although all those little private things, and on the side, you could always email for anybody that's interested, and I can share details with you there. All right. So Becky, is Becky here? Becky Boyd, Texas? No, Becky Boyd? Or is that Boyd, Texas? Hey, Becky, what's going on? Yeah, I need a city of birth. I need a birth time. Becky's got a birthday. Yeah, I would need a birth time and a birth location. Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. So Becky, when you have that, come on back. Just drop it in the chat. I'm going to move on to someone who's got the information ready to go. Wendy, are you here? Wendy's got June 2nd, 1966, Edinburgh. All right, Edinburgh. Ooh. Man. I don't know, man. Very drawn to go to Scotland. I've never been. But any place that is, I don't know. I guess I'm a wuss. I feel like I might be overwhelmed by the energy. That's how I just feel like I might just end up feeling very overwhelmed by it. But again, I could be completely wrong. But anytime there's an increase of water, I'm like, okay, this just might be a little too much. So June 2nd, 1966. Wendy, are you here? Let me find my damn phone. Oh, Wendy's here. Great. Good job, Wendy. Awesome. Okay. Okay. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. I think my shit just changed. Okay, June 21st, 1966, Edinburgh. I know I said that wrong. Edinburgh, right? Or Edinburgh? Borough. Not the best at shit. I can barely speak English anymore, let alone another language. All right, so we have 10:55 p.m. Great. That's wild. I only have to change 1 minute from the last birth chart to this one. Oh shit, wild. Okay, wonderful. Let's see what we got here. Have you seen your chart before? This is showing me it's good to know your moon and your rising signs when you're checking charts, okay? So your moon is showing as a Leo moon at 14 degrees, and your rising sign, your ascendant, 12 degrees of Aquarius. Let's get this up here. Okay, let me see, Wendy, if you're... Oh, Donna, I see. Learning big time, homework to do, but hubby Scorpio rising is injured, so being set back feeling. Oh, that's the Saturn. Donna. Yeah, absolutely. Uranus, Saturn square. Um, because they can both, Saturn can create restrictions and slowdowns. All right, let me. Mm, did I skip somebody? John, I didn't see your name there. I'm sorry. John had July 2nd, 1987 in England. John, did I pass you up? No, John's next. After, okay. Wendy says yes from the internet. Okay, for anybody who doesn't have their birth time, just tell me you don't have your birth time. Okay, and then I'll create a noon hour chart for you. So it's not going to be, because we don't know your birth time. If you knew your birth time, it'd be more precise and more accurate. You follow? So anytime we don't have that, we just create a noon hour chart, because then that gives us a halfway point in the 24-hour timeline, okay? Some people just make their shit up and they don't tell me that. And then it's like, oh, well, I could have, yeah. I was little when we came to Canada. I slept during the flight. Oh, okay. So John said I'm next. Okay, good job, John. Thank you for paying attention. Yes, this is a chart reading for the person that asked that question. And yep, you don't have your birth time. Let me know and we'll create a noon hour chart. But get your location, okay? Edinburgh. Oh, Edinburgh. Thank you, John. South Africa. Okay, so let me take a look at this. Wendy says she believes this is hers. It looks accurate. It looks like what they got online. Let's get, North Node in Venus conjunct at 24 in the third house, talking and communication and learning. This is a spiritual degree. And if it's not taken in a spiritual route, that's just as what jumped out at me. Oh, yeah, I was going to say medicine, hospitals, healing of some sort. Your South Node is right up there, also next to Neptune. Look at that. Now, this can be very creative energy. So it can be sound, it can be music and film, theater, but mixed in, okay, Neptune at 19, partnerships, bonded energy. Can also be about establishing healthy boundaries too. And Taurus going forward, which it is because it's your North Node, talks about establishing healthy boundaries of my values, but your own self-worth and your own, like building self-esteem type of energy and self-love and all that good stuff. This is a big time for that for everybody, actually, because Chiron just went into Taurus at 0, and you have Sedna there at 0 degrees. She has a tragic history, very tragic history. So if you're going over old wounds from the past, that would be normal right now. And yours would likely be connected to love and desire energy, because that's Taurus, that's Venus in general, and you have Venus in Taurus. The Venus in Taurus can be tricky because desire energy can control us. If we don't control it, it controls us. So there lies the frickin' trick, the problem. Yeah, there lies the problem. Okay, so you even have your Mercury at 24. Again, whether it's healing institutions, healing modalities, because yours is in work in the 6th house, nurturing, family, homes, housing, women, feminine, strong feminine energy. This may even be somebody who works feeding the public, feeding people in some capacity, because the moon energy comes up here. But it's the moon with like Pisces energy. So it's like empathy, understanding. These are the great sacrificers of the world type of energy. And even your Venus and desires, this can be sacrificial energy too. Talking and communication when you were small might have been, because Taurus tends to be slow. It tends to not be in a hurry, tends to kind of be cautious energy. So sometimes when people have the Taurus in the 3rd, their brain, their mind, and the talking sometimes comes on a little bit later, or is different in some way. Because, I mean, you could have had, yeah, maybe you grew up with a big household. Maybe you had a lot of siblings. I mean, in the fourth house, you've got Gemini energy that talks about possibly having a lot of peers around you, family, but maybe they were cousins or something. But it is sibling energy. And you do have Mars there, though. Mars tends to be a solo kind of soldier. Wow, you even have freaking Saturn at 29 in Pisces. Okay. Well, there we go. Another connection to work within institutional energy, maybe hospitals, doctors, nurses, nursing, some sort of a healing modality in some way, because it comes up again. This usually, especially next to your Chiron, these are known as healer energy, as well as the Scorpio, right? Scorpio and Chiron and Pisces, these are the healers of the zodiac. Those are the signs for that. So kind of fascinating what you have going on here. And you have these two when it comes to the health of the body conjunct. Holy shit. Deeply transformational energy, different, unique, but truth and revealing what's below the surface. Pluto energy with Uranian energy. Neat and organized, possibly going overboard, but perfection, probably the master of it in some way. This is in the seventh house, partnerships. Seventh house, you got a couple of objects. You have a big ass water trine at 29. And I don't know if you're aware, but part of this trine, you have Nefertiti. You have Nefertiti, Queen of Egypt. Freaking Queen of Egypt at 29 degrees in Scorpio. Big ass trine of work. So boss energy, queen, boss. You even have Hathor. You have a strong connection here with this Egyptian stuff. Hathor is here at 29 in Cancer energy. Mother goddess of Egypt. Holy crap. Strong creative energy. Creative ways of bringing nurturing and joy to others. Now, this can be somebody who's like, well, I just do this with my own family, right? Grandma energy can be part of this energy too. Grandparents and ancestry. You even have Jupiter here. Holy crap. Which suggests possibly big family, but working within that realm in some way of fun and creativity. But ancestral stuff. I don't know what you're doing, but the truth maybe and teaching. It can even just be traveling. Matter of fact, like going for fun, like just traveling back to, possibly, I don't know, just investigating history, maybe your own like ethnicity and that kind of thing. This always reminds me of like family reunion type of energy, but your sun is in Cancer, so nurturing, warm, empathetic, highly empathic energy as well. And Jupiter at 10 is probably a help. It's probably a help. The fun Leo moon for you is in the 7th of relationships. So that can be great, right? Lively, laughter, feeling like a kid again, creative. That can be great unless somebody's bossy. Then it's not so great. And it's fixed energy. So fixed energy, until it realizes that it's fixed, it can be tricky to work with. But you have a lot of fixed energy in your chart with the Scorpio and the Taurus and the moon. And your sun sign being in that nurturing Cancer energy, the warmth stuff. I think the 0 degrees, sometimes these people, bring on just another level of intuition. Children. Yep. Children, did you want to have a lot of kids? Did you ever think about that? Having a big family? Yeah. This is kind of connected to some big group energy here, it suggests. Your karma is with siblings, and it's about talking and communication, but it's definitely connected to family and cousins, and these could even roll over into coworkers. But there's a strong connection between your emotional well-being and the communication. Now, this can also represent moms. Yep, your mom. And this moon up there can represent your mom and how mom was. Did she love Was she a little theatrical, a little dramatic? Did she like to play and have fun? Yep. This is how you feel nurtured and satisfied. This is, fun and being entertained and entertainment. Leo energy likes to kind of, they can use their vocals, especially with the Taurus in the third. These folks can use their vocals. But Leo can be a screamer, the lion roars type of energy. So if it's not having a good time, sometimes we might be like, oh my God, that person's yelling. But desire, creativity is how this person would feel nurtured. And this also sometimes is a beauty signature at 14 degrees. So it might be hair, nails, like that can be a thing as far as how creativity is being utilized. Your second house of self, you've got Aries there. Yeah. Valuing self and your freedom. And this might be tricky with the 29 degrees Saturn conjunct that. Saturn would limit the freedom then, would slow it down. It would create restrictions to the physical body, maybe the head, maybe even possibly the feet, possibly, but more likely probably closer head, maybe spine stuff, possibly. Aries, can be teeth, can be head, the skull. Yeah, anything to do with the head. There just might be it can be headaches even. Yeah, sometimes that happens too. So, wow, your Virgo energy in the 7th and some of it in the 8th, that super detective, this might be tricky energy for partnerships, huh? The domestic side of life, you've got vertex at 8, so you're connecting with people from other lifetimes. In relationships, there's already bonds that are set up there. And these can be momentary, 5 minutes, 5 years, where you had those deep bonds and then people kind of disappear. That's possible, because you got it in Virgo and Pisces. But perfection, anytime we see Virgo. I'm the analyzer. I self-critique a lot. But partnerships, that can make it hard, right? Because we kind of strive for perfection. We're like, oh, this should be this way and that way. And you've got so much energy here. And you have a lot of the, you have Isis conjunct Pandora's box, which can be tricky, and starting over energy. You have a lot of this Egyptian type of energy, past life stuff's coming through. Ooh, the details. So this can make it hard or tricky to cohabitate. Yeah. There can just be some stuff there with that. That can make it a little tricky. Or even just when we're talking about work, that can be a thing there too. Yeah. Yeah, and some of this, Egyptian stuff is really tricky because it's not even just the Egyptian stuff, it's the asteroids. They're very private, and when you get past looking at all the other planets and you look at the asteroids, then it's like, "Oh, shit." So it can yeah, stuff can get a little personal, and with that, the Sirius and the Juno are jumping out, and that's where I'm gonna move on after this. Sirius is at 0 with your Juno. So there is a need here, a need for communication, a need for, in significant relationships, like if you're gonna commit to somebody, they're gonna commit to you. For you, open lines of communication are gonna be a necessity. It doesn't mean it's super clear all the time, though. That's gonna be the trick bag here, right? But you have a need for this. Um, Obviously with siblings, for sure, but peers, coworkers, anybody, neighbors, anybody, that you within the vicinity, right? There should be some clear communication going on. At 0 means you might initiate it, but just keep in mind with the Gemini energy, it can be a trick bag because it sees both perspectives. And so sometimes it can come off warm, other times it can come off cold. And so there might be some contrarian communication that happens, and that can be where the trouble happens with that energy. Okay. So just keep that kind of in mind because that Gemini Mercury stuff moves fast. And because you have a Mercury at 24 in water, that might make the talking and the communication, and like when you're literally having a communication with another person, that there just might be little details that get blurred or mixed up or confused, right? Or fuzzy. And we're like, wait, what was that? What did he say? Yeah, or misunderstanding. So just, yeah, you would just ask for people to repeat things for clarification. All right, so I hope this sounds like you, Wendy. That way, I think I saved it. Yeah, let me double check this. Yeah, I saved it. That way, we got you in the system. All right, so let me see what's going on here. Who did I say was next? All right, so John, I know, right? Yeah, is John still here? All right, let me see if John is here. John's probably fallen asleep. Oh, Wendy, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the feedback. Suffered headaches for decades. Yeah, that damn Saturn, the Aries. God, I know it, man. I don't like it. John's still here. Good. Well, Nugget, we're just kind of going in order. And when I start counting the names, we're going in the order of the queue. And I'm sure I yelled out numbers at some point in time. You might have gotten here after I did. Okay, John's here. Great. Let me get your chart set up, John. Let's get you in here. Let me make sure I have John's digits. Yeah, I got him here. July 2nd, 1987. Let's create this new one. Okay, so we're looking at July 21st. Wow, I don't got to change the day. Oh, no, I'm sorry. July 2nd, 1987. July 2nd, 1987. And what's that time? 8:50 a.m. Great. Let's get that in here. Okay. K-E-I. Keeley? I don't know. G-H-L-E-Y. All right. All right, let's see what we're looking at here. Have you seen yours before, John? This is giving me July 2nd, 1987, 8:50 a.m. I have a Leo rising at 22 degrees. Oh, you got a big kite. And I have, according to this, a Virgo moon at 16 degrees. Yeah, people got to have some significant Virgo to come to this live stream, right? I'm just saying, look at all the damn things on the chart, right? Like, that's Virgo energy written all over it. Crazy Virgo, like, oh, look at all the details. Yay. That's totally Virgo. All right. Virgo moon at 16, 22 degrees rising. You have Mars in Cancer. That can be tricky, especially in the 12th house. It's hidden, intense, fired up emotions that may come out at certain times. Yes, that can be tricky. You have a retrograde Pluto at 7, a retrograde Saturn, retrograde Uranus, a retrograde Ceres. That's interesting. I don't see that every day. Juno at 6. North and South nodes are at 6. Karma is at 6. Interesting. Oh, you've got a couple of objects here at 6 degrees. Neptune at 6. Have you ever noticed that pattern in your chart before, bro? I'm just saying. 7th midheaven is at 7. And that Pluto's opposing it. Holy deep dive into the past. Pluto and Scorpio conjunct your 4th house cusp line. Yikes. Okay. Well, Vulnerabilities, traumas, connected to the past. It's bonded relationship, maybe connected to mom, home, family, ancestry, feminine energy. Big ass kite in your chart if this is you. Let me go check the chat real quick. Let me see if this has been confirmed before I start rattling off shit. Mars in Cancer in the 12th can be tricky. Oh, God, yes. Okay. All right, so does the Leo rising, do you know your rising? 22 degrees of Leo, or do you know your moon? 16 degrees of Virgo? Is that matching you? If you don't know, that's fine. You can just say, I don't know. That way I won't be looking for confirmation. That will help me to not spend time on that and to just read what's in front of me. And if it's not accurate, we'll know right away because it won't sound like you. But you got Mars at 27. And this is the mind and the mouth. I'm just saying. So this can be crazy when it comes, because the mind and in the house of dreams, that can be a tricky thing. But also even during the day, because, yeah, certain things may come out and slip through, and bursts of emotion and energy may come out of nowhere and may be surprising just as much to others as it is to yourself when this gets triggered. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, the sun is in Cancer at 9. It's the fast-moving moon is what helps me to pinpoint the birth time. You see? That's why I go by the moon. It just helps me make sure that the time is right. So with that said, you have that 6 degree is a common thing around your chart in multiple ways. That's connected to the details and perfection, possibly work, but day-to-day routines and health, and the connection between the past and my health. This is in family, so maybe even some history, whether it's mental health, however you want to look at it, with family history, feminine energy. There's a lot of strong, yeah, you have it multiple ways. Bonded energies of the past. So this is part of this huge kite in your chart. You see this number 6 is here, number 6 is here, number 7 is down here. You see this? This is a big, strong, grand water trine. And your midheaven at 7 degrees and your freaking Sedna are both at the top of the kite. You do see the kite here, right? See this kite? It's the big trine, but then it's capped off by the 7 degrees. It's a sextile from your sun and your karma to the midheaven, and from your Sedna and your midheaven to partnerships. So this might be fantasy, dreamy partnerships, but this can be work partnerships. This can be a relationship to my mental, emotional well-being and my physical health and well-being. Spiritual partnerships that we worked together possibly in the past, but partnership is strong. This, in the tangible world, this can be institutional partnerships. Yeah, so the midheaven values, it's Taurus energy, beauty, peace, values, creativity. It can be Taurus at the midheaven can be tricky for people because the midheaven is about what I'm building for my long term. And so it's almost like, I don't want to say a discovery stage, but it is, because Taurus is cautious, but so is that 10th house placement. It's deliberate, slow, intentional, cautious, and very freaking fixed in Taurus. It's rigid and fixed. Rigid with the 10th house and fixed because it's Taurus. So this can be a combination where it's a challenge. It's a challenge to be less fixed and to be not as rigid, and maybe incorporate, well, I will say absolutely incorporate some of the go with the flow of your water trine. You have this big water trine, soul power down here in Pluto, and emotions, feelings and family and stability, emotional stability of the past, and bonded energy, shared values and partnerships, and friends. Group energy. Group energy. This can be social services, social systems. So that's that big water trine of support. And of course, spiritual energy, but topped off up here, which says tangible material values, right? Like I can hold it in my hand, I can knock on the wood. Partnerships, in partnerships. So financial partnerships, this can be investments, it can be banking, it's Taurus. It can be food and farming too, though, right? It can be earthy, very earthy energy. But Saturn screams a slowdown. Sometimes that means a delay, a big delay. Like, oh God, whether it's a personal or professional or both. And marriage, Saturn can throw a delay at it. Doesn't mean you couldn't have gotten married. It just means that maybe, yeah, some people use the term dragging of the feet for self or the other person, or we were engaged for like an extra long time, or for some people, they're like, I still haven't been married, you know? So that can look a lot of different ways. You have support because your second house cusp line of love, of desires. It's a nice trine to the midheaven energy, which is long-term commitments. You follow? And yours is partnerships, personal, professional. There's a belief connected to it, and the wounds of the past, though, because of Sedna that's here. I'm just throwing that out there, that does exist. It is sitting there. You also have support of Neptune. You have a retrograding Neptune, and it trines your midheaven. And it's in Capricorn, right? So there's something there that even though there's this challenge, you have a nice grand earth trine that creates this strong, stable point. So you have a Merkaba in your chart. You have what I call the Solomon star in your chart, which is basically, you've got like this kite energy just kind of set up all the way around, because I think house cusp lines are deeply meaningful, not just the angles, because I've seen it in people's charts. It's a thing. And so 6 degrees, health and work, but the details, the mundane is very important, and you excel at that. That's one of your superpowers. Significant relationships, communication, balanced, harmonious type of a relationship energy. Your north node, your soul's goal. Aries, independent energy. It's in the 9th house. Has to do with travel, extended education, adventure. Holy shit, adventure for sure. This is literally, with Aries there, this person is all about freedom. And look, let freedom ring. This can be lawyer energy. This can be, this is like justice, but truth and wisdom, the seeker. This at 26 means I value this. These people go on vacations. It's in the house of freaking vacations. This can be across the pond, overseas. Like this is this energy. I got to get out and be free. Really strong here. And it satisfies you emotionally. Freedom, North Node in Aries. This talks about one of the greatest life lessons, being about able to be comfortable to step into one's own power and claim their own independence, which may often, be challenging if you've ever found that you were putting others' needs ahead of your own. Decisions would be big because that was a superpower. South Node in Libra energy. These people had gotten in really good in relationships and putting others first and not making a decision till they considered somebody else. But because you have Aries in the 9th, I'm going to take a guess here. You probably haven't had, you do have Neptune right here, which is squaring it exactly. Okay. And you do have the karma, which is right here, squaring it, which makes this complicated because Neptune can dissolve our freedoms. It can dissolve those boundary lines. All right. So there's 6 degrees in Neptune, day-to-day routine, domestic energy, and the angle that I talked about with the midheaven and being, establishing the long-term commitment energy. This might create a balance. It might create a balance for you where you're literally able to succeed in this endeavor, even though it looks like there can be a challenge here. Um, the Neptune can put on like rose colored glasses, it can soften things, right? But in the ninth house, my freedoms and me being independent and me being first, that adds an extra emphasis on it all by itself. So even though you have this tendency where, or a superpower, where you were able to always think about the other first, I have a feeling this is actually, this can help having it here in the ninth house for you. It can help. And Neptune can give you the understanding of what's going on, like the reality, the long term of, you know, establishing boundaries and a balance of things, healthy boundaries and a balance, because this is what Neptune in Capricorn does. It's really good at dissolving boundaries. Yep. It can kind of make the walls come down type of energy. But this is you dissolving some stuff from the past as well with this. And it's really connected to feminine energy and family. And so friends, this is all in the placement of friends. You follow? Like online stuff even, because it's in the house of 11th house of technology, but this is group energy. This is the angelic realm, ancestry, and your freaking Mercury, a retrograde Mercury and water. So far, I think everyone's had a Mercury in retrograde, it looked like, so almost. This is a karmic degree. So we're looking at the past again, and the Mercury's digging through the details of history and ancestry. And this is a placement where Mercury usually would be exalted in the 11th house here. Like it would do really well. In the water, it slows it down. However, this can be the physical body as far as the, the nervous system. Because Uranus energy in the 11th, that Uranian type of unplugged in energy, and it's a retrograde Mercury, there might be some connection between the well-being, emotional well-being, and the connections to the nervous system for self, for friends, your own mind, your own body, your own well-being, but mom and anybody that you consider to be part of your tribe. All right. So I hope that makes sense for you. Yeah, really fascinating. Yeah, let me double check this and see real quick. Okay, good. Yeah. I hope that your Merkabah stuff, that the big kites that you have, because you've got multiple kites, it's just wild when I see everybody with these kites. And so many people ask, well, what's the whole point of that damn kite? You know, I mean, the very top point of the kite is the point. So I showed you where your midheaven and the long-term commitment is a point, but you also have another point in your chart where Venus and Hathor and Chiron, you've got a wound in those. Yeah. Yeah, you have a lot here. We're going to have to look at this again sometime because you have Uranus there's a lot there's a lot to go through here with you. And your other kite, Venus, is at the top, but there's a wound associated with it. And there's an Egyptian goddess Hathor there too. So it's about talking and communication and the mind energy. And it's in the same place of the friends energy. But usually, you know, when men are in relationships, and if they're in relationships, significant relationships with females, Venus would be important. We're looking to Venus, and this Venus is at the top of that kite. So it can it's complex. There can be a lot of duality going on there. So I hope that, if anything, gives a little bit like, oh yeah, I'm not so nuts. Our lives are so complex, but when we see it on paper, sometimes it really helps. All right, so we got John done. Now we're scrolling down. Let's go. Nugget, I think you're up. Is Nugget still here? Did Nugget leave digits? I am being stalked by gang stalkers. What the hell? 8 years in September? Oh, Shannon, I didn't even see that shit. Gang stalkers? Stalked by gang stalkers. 8 years. What the hell? I don't that sounds rather serious. Gang stalkers. That's you gotta that bonded energy has to be severed somehow. Oh, there's nuggets, birth digits. 1989, Rockledge, Florida. Did you put a birth time in there? Got it. All right, now let me go see if Nugget is still here. Yep, Nugget said I'm here. All right, thank you. Got it. Mr. Reborn said we skipped number 4. You're right, Mr. Reborn. You were here right before John, weren't you? I see that. Yeah, and I hadn't been looking. Oh, well, yeah, you said you dropped an email, and I thought, oh, I see. You came back and said number 4. Oh, should be there. Yeah, PayPal has my address. Yeah, they have my email address. I get emails from them all the time, but not from you, not one that says you. I'm just being real, dude. Yeah. Um, yeah, hold on a second. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Mm, I just checked my spam and nope. Nope. You must be sending it to the wrong email. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is not Mr. Well, I'm not Mr. Reborn on my PayPal. Okay, so what you could do to clarify things is send me an email with your name then. How about that? You can keep your name private and you can email me. And then I can match that. So, Mr. Reborn, with all that said, let me go ahead and grab your chart because you were here before John. And I have your chart already because you've been here before. Because we're going to spend all this time having a discussion and a back and forth. So I'm just going to pull your chart up. And you could always reach out to me afterwards. Okay, so Helen, I see where you say I think I was number 6. Well, Helen, I don't think I have any digits for you unless you've been here before, but I don't recognize your name. Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. Yeah, maybe you put the digits in already. If you did, great. And if you didn't have a birth time, make sure I know that. All right, so Mr. Reborn, you're here on the screen. We're going to get you done. Well, that was fun. I have no idea what the hell just happened. Okay, Donna. Take care, Donna. Happy birthday. You are welcome, Donna. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Wendy says, really accurate. Thank you. You're welcome. God, I hope I didn't lose. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if I'm on a different live stream now, but here we are. Um, okay, who's here? Check in, everybody. Okay, Helen, I see what you did. Very good. Very good. Oh, good. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Nugget. Thank you, thank you. No, Helen, you're doing right. You did it right. Oh, no, no, no. It's best to get your digits in as soon as you can. That holds your place in the line. I'm still here. BMAC3. Okay, good. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what happened. Apologies for whatever the hell just happened. Where did Mr. Reborn go? He probably thinks I ended the damn live stream or something. Oh shit, Mr. Reborn. Where's Mr. Reborn now? You just never know with this digital shit, right? You just never know what's going to happen. Okay. Thank you so much, Donna Marie. Yep. I got Donna Marie. Let me get rid of this one. And oh, got you. Okay. Okay, Mr. Reborn. Thank God you came back. I thought maybe you thought I bailed on you or something. I'm like, he probably thinks I ended the damn live. All right, Mr. Reborn, we're all good. I got your channel gift. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, this went down. I went and checked the emails again, and then yeah, your shit was there. I'm like, thank you. It all worked. Yes, and it worked. I know. Is that crazy? Okay, let's get it up here. I'll stop babbling. So, what did you want me to focus on? When people send a gift to the channel, yeah, what did you want me to take a look at? Or do you want me to just like what jumps out? It's up to you. But yeah, can you give me a word or something so that I can have something to focus on? Otherwise, I'm just gonna start. It's usually best to do it that way. Let me know if you can in advance. If you're leaving a gift, just give me like 1 or 2 words on what you want me to focus on. Professional job stuff. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you, Mr. Reborn, because I think we've looked at this before, but let me take this other route with you, with your chart. And maybe we did this before. I can't remember, but this is what I'm going to do. Let's go like this. Okay. I know it's going to look a little different, but it'll be all right. Because you want career energy. You got the Scorpio, the super detective at your midheaven in this chart, by the way. And the tech stuff is still very close by at 8 degrees. Okay, Jupiter, Uranus suggests institutional energy, and it's right on your midheaven. You also have Nefertiti there. Ooh, boss energy. 6 degrees. This is all at 6 degrees at your midheaven. You got a lot of energy there. Okay. 2 degrees of shared money, shared values, insurance money. You got Pluto there. You got Jupiter at 11. Significant relationships, professional partnerships. You have the North Node there, the moon energy, possibly working with the public, can be learning, teaching, can be online stuff, digital stuff, but very busy energy. Learning is super busy. 26 degrees. You got at the money degree there. Okay. And okay, here's a little interesting tidbit. Let me put this on here. Let me make some changes real quick to this one too for you. Going a little bit deeper here. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Okay. Your first house is just freaking gigantic in this chart. Okay. So 7 degrees over there, 10 degrees, 11 degrees Mars. All right. So, taking initiative in work, new work, something more independent, even if it's not working for yourself, some sort of a capacity where you're able to independently work, maybe within it's in the service sector. Sometimes this can be using a tool, but health even, and sometimes Mars in the Virgo energy like this, yeah, efficiently tackling projects, but creating order. Sometimes these can be, I don't know, like we think of people who manage hotels and housekeeping because service. But this can be a whole lot of other different ways too. It's something that you could even create, like something that isn't being done yet because it's at 11 degrees. Um, Work and staying busy is something that would be important, but new beginnings. So there's this strong trine energy right now in this other chart that I'm looking at with work, with Hathor energy, more Egyptian stuff coming up too. And your own Mars. And right now you have Sekhmet sitting on this Mars in here. So this is almost pulling in knowledge from the past. It's detailed, it's analytical. You even have Saturn as the boss energy here in Virgo. Communications, talking, writing, real methodical, real orderly like. Now, why am I looking at all this? Because in your chart, we have Pluto change and transformation in career, in work, in your first house. So this Pluto's at 10, and right now Pluto's retrograding. So if you're not, like if you're seeking and searching, this whole Pluto energy is going backwards. So it's almost like there's a timeline of waiting because when Pluto gets back up in numbers, which it's going to, it's not going to be till 2027, but it's going to start happening like right in January. We got the Sun and the Pluto together. You see this here? Well, they're going to start triggering other things in your chart. And that Mars is going to get triggered, which normally is the start of something. And it's the start of work, possibly. And it might be behind the scenes, below the surface. So I'm not sure what you do for a living, but the Virgo stuff, these people, again, Virgo, kind of like Scorpio, can be the detective, and it's Virgo in the 8th freaking house. So the occult, of course. And Saturn is here. And so this is what we're a long-term commitment, and even the boss energy. Now this can be changes and transformations. This can be insurance work, meticulous stuff, right? But anything that requires hard work and paying attention to the details, medical, scientific, research. This is a great area for research. People who have Virgo in the 8th house, really great researchers. But it's all about building for the future. And at the end of the day, it's building like for your own stability, your own health and well-being, and that connection to you having the finances and the material coming together. This also speaks of, and it's going to be, let me see here, that's way high up there. So let's just go to this timeline here. Mars training your Pluto, Pluto training your Mars. This can be like inheritance energy, just so you know. And this is like January, going into February, going into March, because Pluto's not a real fast mover, but it definitely gets really close to your Mars by March. Capricorn is long-term stuff. You will also have Saturn in your second house of money and income and finances. Saturn can create restrictions, but it also can create work. Again, in this chart, this is institutional energy. So some sort of an institution within society, maybe a healing institution. Um, and you even have new stuff going on for home because Uranus is going over your IC in this chart at this time, which is new, exciting, and different and changing things up. Ah, okay. Let me see. Do you have something down here? 2025. Pluto at 11. Yeah, that's just what really jumped out. The Pluto and the Mars connection is strong. All right, so let me go right back to here, to present day in this chart. Your Taurus energy, creative energy, you've got Taurus in the 4th and in the 5th and in the 3rd. Wow, you've got it all over. So again, that can be really fixed energy, but Mars is starting something new, thinking about money and finances and stability, material, financial stuff as far as like my creature comforts. We want to establish our security. Partnerships are under consideration right now. Maybe writing, maybe contracts. Are you in the middle of signing a contract? Are you thinking of signing? I think you have this, was it you we talked this about before? This is what's showing in this chart. This contract energy that's here. Now, with this contract energy, I think we talked about, I can't remember if this was you, but the Mercury retrograde stuff, remember? And that throws, like, we got to present the contract, scratch some things out, send it back. You know, there's a lot of back and forth with this energy. It could be smooth. It could go smooth. Let me see here. You don't have any, actually on this chart. Oh, it does go into Gemini for writing for sure, but it goes back into Cancer. Yeah, it begins at the money degree, the 2 degrees. What I like is that you do have an exact trine to that, though, in this chart on your 2nd house cusp line. And you even have, what do you have here? Is she the lowest object? Nope, you have something at 4. Let me see what we got here. Focused on a goal, reacting, protecting property and space. Okay. All right, so this is June 29th. This is at the end of the month. You're going to have Mercury, the writer of contracts and agreements, and connecting to your 2nd house cusp line. So that's a positive. You will have Neptune, though, sitting right there in your Hercules. This can be strong spiritual energy, but also additional strong energy is if we're signing contracts for companies, corporations, institutional energy. Yeah, you got the Scorpio up at the midheaven. And you have Jupiter in this chart. It's trining beautifully with Nefertiti and in your midheaven. So with that said, I would say this is good. But just remember something might switch up because of the Mercury retrograde. That's tricky. Right. The creative energy. Yeah, this is tricky. You do have some beneficial objects that are connecting. Jupiter is your great benefic in your chart. And it's going to be in your 7th house of significant relationships, and that is professional relationships. Yeah, I think that's super beneficial. And that actually, how far off is this? Oh, you're cutting it close, huh? Yeah. But in this chart, the Jupiter looks like it's gonna pull through for you. Just remember, though, there is like an X factor involved in this because of the Mercury retrograde, but it is in relationships and contract energy. So what I'm looking at, though, doesn't it's not necessarily it can be long-term stuff, though, because it will trine your midheaven. So there is a lot of strength there for that. But because you have, let me get rid of this, because you have, at least in this chart, because you have Uranus connected here, it's like always there's a thirst for something different, new, and exciting at that midheaven, right? It's always a switch up. It's always going to be a change up. So this is tricky, extremely tricky. It's living on the edge. This is what it is. It's living on the edge, living on by the seat of my pants type of energy. So if you like that sort of thing, then perfect. But connected to your long-term goals, this is I want to be my own boss energy, and that's what makes it so tricky too. Especially if we're not, we don't want to bend to somebody else's rules. And Scorpio absolutely doesn't want to bend to anybody else's rules. That's for damn sure. You have Pluto at 3 degrees as well in relationships. Also in contracts, by the way. And your Jupiter's at 11, so it's a surprise. It's at a Uranus degree, might be a last minute, a shock and a surprise. And so this is why I feel like, based on just what I've looked at here today, this can be positive, but I just got to make sure that you're aware of the risk, of the percentage. I would say, I would put it like at, I would, if I had to give a number, I'd do like a 40%, maybe 45% because of that Mercury retrograde. Because it's going over your North Node, it's going over partnerships, it's going all the way back into your 6th house, and then going back into the 7th house of contracts. You follow? So it's going back and forth. And Mercury's fickle. In this chart, it goes in Cancer and in Gemini. Mercury can be fickle. It can be impulsive in Gemini energy and moving too fast or not getting all the details straight. But because Jupiter in your chart, your great benefic, is in significant one-on-one relationships, I think I'm riding on that to override. Time will tell. You even have your Sun in Saggy, Jupiter energy, in the 12th house. In the 12th. So it's almost like invisible support from beyond, but strong creative energy. Strong creative energy. So I hope this has helped. Thirst for something new and exciting. That's called ADHD. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. 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 I hope does that make sense for you? Yeah. Your malefic would be Mars. It's not Saturn. So that's a good thing. Because if Saturn was your malefic and we were talking about work, well, that might be kind of tricky. But Mars being your malefic would mean, the actions that you take, things that you're super impulsive on, your physical body. So it's not, your Saturn is a smart Saturn. It's in Virgo. Of course, the details are unreal there. I'm just saying. The details are unreal. But yeah, you have Saturn and I like the position that it's in. Again, a lot of strong creative energy. Off the chart creativity with this. Hey, Watkinson, I see you there. How are you doing? Yeah, so Jupiter can connect. You should hear something. Because like I said, Jupiter in this chart is at 4. Your midheaven is at 6. You've got objects. There's one last thing I can check really quickly for you. Let me see. 2020, the sun in Leo. Okay, the sun is perfected this year for you. So your Leo energy. Oh, it said that your great benefic produced in April of 2026 this year. Is that true? So now we're in June. Saturn comes up, but July, Jupiter comes back onto the scene again for you. Pisces energy. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Okay, so I feel better about what I said then. This kind of adds some more confirmation to it for me because your Jupiter, ancient ruler of Pisces is Jupiter. So if you don't, yeah, this should spring back into life for you by July. It's not until the end of July, though. So if you don't hear something before then, I'm hoping then by the end of July you do. And it's not just a hope, it's the fact that your perfected planetary cycles, your second house of income and money lights up for the beginning at the end of July 28th to August 28th. That's where Jupiter comes back alive again for you. And that's your great benefic. Okay. So I hope that has helped. Hey, Evolution, how the hell are you doing? All right, let me get to some more people here. Well, who else was after? I know it's Nugget, right? Let's get Nugget's chart up. Nugget, are you still here? Oh, I see Laura Wolf put her digits in. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do, if I don't get to the rest of these charts here today, let me know if you want me to do this tomorrow. Like, I guess what I'm saying, yeah, for the person that wants to be added, yeah, get your digits in, get them on the screen, get your stuff, your birth digits down there. And then what we can do is we can take the spillover and pick it up tomorrow. Oh yeah, off the chart creativity, the bane of my existence and reason for being. Yeah, I could, yeah. And the uniqueness is quite important for you in your chart. Been without steady pay for a while. Ah, Lord. Writing for children. Okay, good. Looking for, yeah, the starving artist shit. I understand. All right, so did Nugget is here. Yeah, Nugget, you're up. Let's get you in. Let me get your digits back on here so I can draw your chart up. Let me find your digits. Did Nugget, did you take your digits down? Oh, Nugget, I might need to have I know this sounds crazy, but the live stream went down. And when it did, it was like I lost a shit ton of comments. So if I know you had your stuff in here before, but I don't think I created your chart just yet. I see Helen's chart. Digits back in. God, Nugget, I'm so sorry. It's like the astrology gods are working against you. Okay, Nugget, thank you so much. BMAC, we'll see. I usually do stop by, I posted it. I got you. By the, on my end where I'm located, the 5 o'clock hour, it gives me like 2 hours of reading time. If I'm doing good, then I'll keep going. But if I'm not, then, I know when I feel like, okay, the flow ain't with me right now. And so I don't want to waste your time or mine. So when that happens, that's where I'm like, all right, we're done. But I usually indefinite good for 2 hours at least. Sometimes 3 hours. It just depends. So let's get Nugget up here. Mr. Reborn, before I forget, thank you for the channel gift. I think I said thank you, but just let me say that again. Thank you for the channel gift. All right, so we have a November 30th, 1989. Oh, do I know how to spell November? Yeah. I just didn't put the space in there. And 8:15 p.m. And where are we located? Rockledge, Florida. Is that what that is? Rockledge? Huh. All right, let's see. Have you seen your chart before? Let's get this up here. Finally. Okay, I have November 30th, 1989, 8:15 p.m. Rockledge, Florida. Cancer rising. 18 degrees and 59 minutes. Your moon sign, 8 degrees of Capricorn. Okay. Mars in Scorpio, Pluto in Scorpio, Juno in Scorpio. Look at all the Scorpio. Ooh, this is tricky. Pluto at 16, Pandora's box at 17, Mars at 18. Ooh, this is in the 5th house of romance. Tricky. Tricky. You have Scorpio and Saggy in the 5th. Okay. Superpowers, Leo energy. What about me? Very good. Virgo degree. That's probably very helpful. Desire energy, Leo, 11 degrees on the 2nd house cusp line. All right. Uranus in the 6th house of domestic home and health and job and career. Uranus and the moon, Sekhmet and Neptune are conjunct, by the way, along with Hercules. Holy shit. Boss energy, big time. Manager, corporate, builder energy. What am I building? Big time. Building is emotionally securing and satisfying, organizing and structure. Holy shit. Okay. You got Aries at the midheaven. Look at that. Independence for sure. My own boss, damn it. Okay. Okay, so Nugget, does any of this sound like you? Do we know if this is you yet? Did you confirm? If you don't know your digits, like as far as your degrees, your rising, I just do this because I've never seen your chart before and I don't know if this is your chart. Every blue moon, the software is weird. And I mean, I've done readings where I spent 15, 20 minutes on a chart before I went back to the chat and they were like, that's not me. And I just read for 15 goddamn minutes. Like, oh shit. So I'm always kind of cautious. The karma here. This is tricky. This is super tricky. Oh God. Okay. Mercury. Okay. So here's the deal on your chart. Scorpio vibrations all over the damn chart. You follow? So depth, intense, deep, right? deeply meaningful, deeply powerful, intense ass energies all over your chart. You've got it written in a lot of different ways, a lot of different signature points. You have it in Sagittarius in multiple ways, which is I'm seeking the truth. I need freedom. I know the truth, wisdom. I'm on a journey. I'm independent. Did I say freedom was important? Yeah. Am I independence? Absolutely. So that's tricky in the fifth house of children. It's also tricky in the house of fun and romance, right? But Scorpio is the energy of, but I want a deep commitment. I want that bond, right? Um, I expect the same in return type of thing. Like there's that deep bond. Now, on a really physical level, it just says it's literally the deep penetration. Like that's Scorpio on a just a real, just a real physical level. But it's emotionally bonded, it's energetically bonded, it's soulful bonds is what Scorpio is as a whole. Power and this Pandora's box. Tricky. Yeah. So this can be connected to the past and to the history, and mom energies coming up multiple ways here. Women can be both mom and women, right? Our first relationship with females is our mother, of course. And of course, your great benefic is Venus, and she's in freaking Capricorn. Now, this is good. Venus is smart in Capricorn. She's smart with her values. She takes it slow. She's not rash. However, your Venus is at a freaking Uranus degree, which is lightning bolt energy. This is complex. This is a complex chart. These are the charts of individuals where there is a lot of the past, a lot of the present, a lot of the future that is strong simultaneously. The Scorpio energy as a rule, this is shit we have to somehow let go. We have to somehow energetically sever these goddamn bonds. You have the past is written on a soul level, on an ancestral level. It's here. You're steeped in it. You're steeped in it. Even your 8 degrees Libra is Scorpio energy on the 4th house cusp line. You see, so there's so much here about karma and trauma, vulnerabilities, feminine energy, significant one-on-one relationships. Holy crap. Now, with all that said, you've got some great other things to grab by the hand and run with or fly with even, because Sagittarius is confident and optimistic energy. So is Aries. They're in it for the goddamn experience and for the adventure. Yeah. So when were you born? 1989. Okay, so you're young, whether you feel like it or not. You have Saturn in the 6th house of work and of health. This can be quite beneficial, actually, because Saturn is the taskmaster. It is like the adult in the room. It's serious energy. So a chart like this that wouldn't have serious energy would forever be, like the Peter Pan kind of energy. And that's probably not even the right word, Peter Pan, but Aries tends to be so freaking young. But your Aries is at 8 degrees. It's at the Scorpio energy, the Scorpio degree. So these people are warriors from the past, which probably kind of carry a warrior mentality now into their present. The question is, who are you fighting? Are you fighting your past? Are you fighting your father? Was it a rough go in the beginning with dad? Is it still a rough go? Because you have Aries up there, which wants to be independent, and authority figure energy. You have a nice trine. It's a beautiful trine that you have from your sun to it. It's a really beautiful trine. So maybe it ended up, authority figures and dad weren't such a problem. But there's other objects in your chart that say, yeah, there is a difficulty here, and a difficulty with mom, probably, maybe mom having to play the role of mom and dad. or vice versa. It can go either way. But this moon, your moon, how you emotionally feel safe and secure, is an exact square to your midheaven. My goals, my long-term goal, what I'm building for my future, how I sustain my long-term tangible financial security, that midheaven. And that includes marriage and partnerships. Very serious energy. Aries can be like a goddamn kid, right? Yeah, we all have Aries in our chart, first of all. So it's not just pointing a finger about this chart and you. It's saying Aries energy and Mars energy, they take decades to grow up. Now, your Aries energy, because it's at the 10th house, it has a little mature discipline about it because it's got Saturn kind of directing it. So hopefully this hasn't been as rough of a road, but you've got a lot of other objects here angling that midheaven. You've got Neptune, which can be confusion, delusion, illusions. You know, it's the rose-colored glasses it can throw, make things are confusing and fuzzy. So I'm not sure what direction I'm headed professionally. I'm not sure, you know, about what I want to do, but it might just be that, yeah, it might just be the confliction with home and family and responsibility and work and duty and all that crap from the past. The Scorpio energy, when we have so much of it and the trauma, it's like an anchor in the body or a ball and chain. That sounds horrible, but it's an energetic ball and chain. Unless we've learned, like, okay, what is this crap? Is this mine? Is this something else? And like, how do I recalibrate that and move forward? It's very fixed energy. It just has to learn to release and let go. I know it's hard. So with that said, your great benefic is Venus. I already mentioned her, but she is your great benefic, and she is connected to the long-term goals. And she's smart here in Capricorn. She is in the house of bonded energy, though, like deeply bonded, committed relationships. And it is connected to masculine energy. So boss energy and jobs, feminine energy. Yeah, this can create some tricky scenarios for you. You have a nice trine. You have a strong earth trine with this Venus, but Elgo is part of it. And Horus, Egyptian sky god, associated with war and hunting. Ooh. You already had enough Scorpio energy as it was. You have this in the 11th house. Wow. So Venus, Horus, and you have this symbol down here in Virgo in the 3rd house of my thoughts and communication and thinking. Tons of details with Virgo in the 3rd. Holy shit. Lots of details, right? Lots of details. Meticulous, but striving for perfection. That would be tricky. This is trining America. This is a symbol for America, or named after because of the country. And it talks about identifying strongly with a group or a culture or a way of life that justifies behavior. America, strongly focused on business and corporate dealings and finances. America. You have it in the 3rd house of business, by the way. So your Venus is a smart Venus in the 8th house of our money and finances, corporations, government. You have this in a nice trine here. Holy shit. So it looks to me that it looks like the past in this Scorpio stuff. I say this every time I see a big Scorpio stellium. I tell people sometimes we need to just find other people to talk to, whether it's professional, because this Scorpio is the sign of psychology. It just is. There's trauma here. And sometimes that shit holds us back. And as far as what we do going forward, the South Node represents the past and the superpower. This is a soul's goal This is tricky because it's Uranus, Aquarius energy in the 8th house of bonded energy. Aquarius says to become detached. So it's kind of like the lessons of Buddha, releasing the past, letting go of the past. Buddha's really lesson was talking about our suffering comes from our desires. And our desires, how do we recognize them? What are our attachments? What are our addictions? Yeah. So, addictions, yeah, that might be a thing. It comes up wherever we see Neptune. It comes up wherever we see Pisces in the 9th house for you. That can be tricky. Spirituality would be, and being creative and artistic is a better way to escape if that's a thing for you. If that's something. But you do have Jupiter in the 12th house. Jupiter's really strong there. It is in water. It is in Cancer. It is at 9 degrees it increases more. It does increase the confidence, but it's dreams and fantasy type of energy too, okay? So what you're supposed to do with the future, the long-term goal, that midheaven, striking out on your own, this is leadership energy. Aries is a leader. And at 8 degrees taps into esoteric kind of energy. But it's also about the healing and the wounds of the past. And taking those wounds, the wounds of my ancestors, which you have here in the 12th house across the pond, there's some sort of a wound there. Communication, maybe connected with sibling, but definitely ancestry and family related to your karmic energy. And healing, the wounded healer, Chiron. Communication is big. Talking and communication. This is a nice trine to your Pluto energy and your Juno. Oh, Juno's at 4, I'm sorry. To your Pluto. Actually, it connects to all this. So this adds another layer of trickiness to this. Ouch. Okay, well then, when we have this kind of shit in a chart, honestly, truly, sometimes don't know what to do. Sometimes it's a lifetime of you're just here to endure. I'm serious. There's not always a solution. That's just the reality to it. There's not always a solution at the end of the rainbow, or there's maybe not going to be a rainbow, like we all want it to have that happily ever after type of shit, or just something we can, be like, okay. But you can blame this Neptune if there's confusion about what to do for career, but it does talk about building a dream. And it would be connected to health. This can be pets. I don't know if that works for you. Domestic energy, 6th house, so domestic pets, but it's builder energy. So whether you do anything creative physically, structures is Capricorn energy. It's also the structure of our body, the spine, the knees, the teeth, the hard parts of the body, health, bones. That's all of this as well in the 6th house of health for you. Okay. So sometimes it's just to endure, but the healer, Aries, if it was me, I would just be focused on myself. And doesn't have to be like in a narcissistic way. It's just there's a lot of complex energy here. There's a lot of freaking complex energy here. And the midheaven of 8 degrees, healing of self and your freedom and your independence, but also the North Node. That's also a Virgo degree. It also talks about the health. So this tells me that your physical body, your health, friendships and group energy, the ability to work within maybe social systems and group energy. This is like I serve the group energy, serving the group. So I don't know how you feel about that, but that leadership role you have for your midheaven, and then being able to serve the group in some way. It asks you to honor your own individuality, embrace uniqueness and originality and community and progressive vision. That's what your North Node wants you to do. That's your soul's goal. It says that you're being asked to go beyond the need of personal recognition or clinging to traditions. Focus on whatever unique gifts you have. And if you haven't discovered those, then that's your next step. Your soul's growth lies in recognizing that your true fulfillment comes from collaborating and innovation and making a difference in the lives of others. And that's also in the placement of healing, okay? Of healing. But this South Node down here, real quick, this is where I'm going to end this right here. Your South Node at 18 degrees in Leo, it's used to getting recognition. You follow? It's sun energy. And it's in the second house of I desire that. This is saying we're going the opposite direction this time around. We're going the opposite direction. So that's where the detachment comes in that I spoke of earlier. And think group energy. Doesn't mean you have to sacrifice self and your own uniqueness. It just means that you're using your unique gifts for the good for others, not just self, where you're not the only one that benefits. Oh, good. All right, I'm just getting over to here to see your comment. Okay, great. Lots and lots. Okay. No idea what to do with my career. I've always wanted to get, okay. And yeah. Yeah. Okay, single mother. I am now also a single mother. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I hope this made sense for you. I've been isolating a lot lately, just focusing on myself and focusing on goals. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Very good. Thank you for having so much patience and waiting. And I appreciate it. All right. So we got 509. I'm looking at the chat here and seeing, should we take one more? I think we can. Who's here? According to this, I think it says that Helen is next. If I'm looking at this right, because I think Helen, I don't know if you got skipped over. Helen might have left a long time ago. I don't know, but I'm looking at this. It says Keith, and then it says Helen. And Helen says, I don't know. So Helen, are you still here? Yeah. Keith said, I'm new here. Well, Keith, I don't know if you're still here, but Mr. Reborn, yeah, Helen should have went before you. I think when the live went down, things got really jacked up, but I might have jacked them all up myself. Is Helen still here? Oh, thank you, Helen. I'm glad you're still here. So, Helen, I think you said you didn't have your, yeah, you don't have your birth time. Okay, so we're going to create your chart. It's called a noon hour chart. That way you understand that I'm going to do my best. And unfortunately, I'm really in the habit of reading house cusps and houses and saying it's in this house. So if I say that, that part isn't going to be accurate because we don't know what your house cusp lines are. So you're August 23rd, 1980. Oh, did I have that already in there? Oh, I see. I can just change that to a 0. Great. And we're going to put you for 12 noon. And we have Blackburn, England. Okay, very good. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, they're giving me options. I'm going to read these off. I don't know why there's so many options all of a sudden. Why are there so many? Oh, there's only 2. They're asking me to pick Blackburn, Aberdeenshire. Aberdeen, whatever, or Blackburn, Lancashire. Ah, I had no idea. Let's see what you say. Or which one do you think is closest? Lancashire. Thank you. Okay. Wow. I'm glad that made sense. It's so weird. It never even defines it on the chart, though. I don't know. Okay. Let me get a sip of water. Ooh. Oh, I'm all excited because I'm looking at a house cusp line, but I just remembered we don't know your house cusp lines, but I'll show you the chart. So this is saying, okay, this is saying, oh my God, hold on. I got things popping up all over the place. Okay. Now we're in the chart. All right. So this gives you August 23rd. So let me double check those digits. August 23rd, 1980. Blackburn. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is the strong Virgo, 0 degrees. So that means the mind energy, really busy. And this is in a nice place. Well, it's not in a nice placement. I don't know where it's located. I'm going to tell you a story really quickly. One time, person came on and said, I don't know my birth time. I said, okay, we'll do the same thing, right? We'll create a new hour chart. Gave him a reading. Like 6 months went by. And the person came back and they said, I want another reading. And I said, okay. And so I start reading their chart and it says 12 p.m. on it. And it's been so long, I don't remember that it's a chart that I didn't know the birth time on. So I'm reading it. And the person says, yeah, I love the last reading that you gave me. And I said, oh, good. And then the person filled me in and was like, yeah. And you said, blah, blah, blah. Right. And they said, and this happened. And I said, oh, well, that's wonderful. I'm glad it made sense for you. And I'm looking at her chart again. And I said, wait a minute. I said, is this your birth time? Because I totally forgot. Right. And she's like, no, remember, this isn't my birth time. I don't know my birth time. I said, wait a minute. So it's not your birth time, but it's 6 months later and you're coming back and you want me to look at it again. She's like, yeah. And I said, so how are we doing this in terms of the accuracy and the timing of things, And she said, I don't know, but everything that you said was spot on, the timing and everything. And I said, what? I said, that's crazy. That's super crazy because that would mean that the noon hour might have actually have been her birth time because everything was like the timelines for everything for her, she said was exact. I said, then somehow you were actually born at that time. Like, holy shit. What are the odds? That's the whole point of that story. What are the freaking odds? So you just never know. Okay, so we can't do that because I'm not really sure. Okay, Moon in Capricorn, this tells us. So this means you're super focused on stability. Material, tangible security is going to be real important. Anything that's devoted to like the long-term commitment, that's going to be big for you. That's what gives you emotional satisfaction. That's what makes you feel secure and safe inside. Tradition, tried, true, and tested. Things that are that there's a strong familiarity around. Now, with that said, let me see some other objects. Oh my God. Holy shit. This says that the moon and Saturn are trining. Oh, well, then that would double up on everything I just said. Structure, organized, like these people are long-term planners. They're making the goals and the commitments. Now, again, these can be twisted around in the chart to be in locations where it could take away from some of the things that I'm saying or add to it even, like intensify it. But communication, colorful communication is going to be big, maybe even business, because Leo energy can be strong in your chart with a North Node in Leo. The North Node in Leo can be dramatic, but it screams boss energy. So there's an element of independence there, and the light shining on me, and I take charge when I arrive on the scene. Yours is your North Node, but because I can't see where it's located in the chart exactly, you may have a hard time being that person. I don't know for certain if you are. Like what I do know for certain based on this chart is your comfort zone is here. It's the opposite. It's the South Node within the group. You follow? Because you kind of blend into the group, but yet there's something unique about you within that group. But being around other people and friends, that would probably be more your style. So this is asking you to take your past life skills, this superpower that you have, which is your South Node in Aquarius, which talks about, being part of the whole. And it's asking you, though, to develop more of your own inner strength, more of your own, independent sort of energy. So it says that the challenge is to use your past life skills and then being able to go forward with those to develop the next level, which is your soul's goal, the North Node, which is Leo, which is being more creative and uniquely standing out, maybe getting a little bit of the spotlight even, but taking charge and even being the authority figure. Inner strength is a big one. Art might be a big thing in your life since you have Mercury in Leo energy. And it's conjunct Regulus. So art, sometimes these people, a lot of folks, because Leo's all about that head of mane and that hair, some people use, cutting hair with their Leo energy, especially since you have it in the 10th house. But it doesn't have to be just limited to that. This can be theater, right? Drama. I mean, when we think of a vocation connected to Leo energy, since they're very colorful, this has to do like with costume energy, but performance energy too. It can be quite athletic and performative. Yours is going to be with communications though at 27 degrees, but it could be business and sales. Leos can be really quite courageous energy and dramatic. I think I said that like 3 or 4 times already because that's Leo energy. So yeah, your superpower was working within the group. And now it's time to take a solo role. Let me see. Sirius. Oh, Cancer energy, nurturing, important, very big deal. Feminine energy in Cancer, even at the moon degree. So valuing home, family, history even, depending upon where this is, this could be even bigger of a deal for you. But you feel nurtured, taking care of others. Like that nurtures you as well. Nurturing self, but nurturing others would also nurture you, particularly family members. This also has a marker for working with the public in some capacity. And food might be involved even. It's a possibility. Because what does a mother do? Newborn baby, the mother breastfeeds the baby, right? And plus you have Venus in Cancer. So the other thing too, you have strong psychic energy anytime people have their Uranus energy in Scorpio, they have a connection to like lightning bolts of information that come through while still having this bond to the past and being able to penetrate other people's energy. That comes up. Wish I knew where the hell this was in your chart. I'm trying to remind myself constantly not to pay attention to those house cusp lines. So yeah, meticulous Virgo energy. You have Jupiter and Virgo. Is never going to be enough details for you. And it's kind of like, think when I see all the strong Virgo, it reminds me Michael Jackson and the way he was in his creations. He had a lot of strong Leo energy in his chart too. But it was the perfection of Virgo that pushed him. Well, that wasn't the only thing. I mean, I've looked at his chart quite a bit because, like a Michael Jackson freak. But he had his Saturn energy like sitting right up there in his midheaven. And he had a Saturn degree even. So even though he was pushed very hard to work even harder and to do it again and again and again until it was perfect. And what the hell did perfect look like, right? Saturn in Virgo, like you have, is definitely going to be focused. These are people who can be the bosses. These are people who can handle duty and responsibility. These are people who can be, and it's with the mundane stuff. It doesn't have to be flashy, which is funny because it's kind of opposite of Leo energy. But this can be energy where I'm servicing somebody one-on-one. As far as these can be nurses, home healthcare aides. This can be the service industry in general, right? Virgo likes the earth. It's going to like food and it likes tools. These are gardeners type of energy. These are people who like to pick things too. This would be harvesting energy. But Virgo's very crafty as well. I think Virgo energy is really important because it's also our health and our well-being. So having Jupiter there, having the sun there, sun is what gives you your vitality. It's what makes you feel, it's your battery, literally, when we have to recharge and plug in. Cleaning house, cleaning this, cleaning that, laundry, organizing, making sure everything has a place, calendars, to-do lists. Oh, some of the Virgos always say our to-do lists have to-do lists. So with a Jupiter in Virgo, yeah. Home and family, though, it's a big focus on this. And even partnerships, practical partnerships are big for you. Long-term relationships built on the practical side of life is what all this Virgo energy tells me. And this can be relationships that involve love. You have a nice, strong earth trine within this, the practical partnerships. This can get tricky because your moon is conjunct Cleopatra. I'm sorry, Nefertiti. Yeah. Nefertiti, you have her at 25 degrees, the queen of Egypt. Yeah. She talks about an inner strength and an inner beauty that we draw upon where we have a mysterious something extra. Yours is at 25 degrees, so that's your independent self and your goals. But it's connected to the moon energy. It's connected to homes, home and family, building, whether it's building for homes and long-term stability, that's all connected here. The only thing that throws a caution is Elgo is up here on the other side of the chart, and so is Aureus. Elgo is tricky energy. It can make life difficult. It's a strong desire. It's very fixed and strong desire. And when our desires are strong and we're very fixed, well, we can just be holding on too tightly something and not realize we freaking killed it. Like that's Taurus energy, my love, my money, my values, my banking, whatever. My food, take your hands off my food. Don't look at my food, like the whole thing. So that can be tricky. Aureus also adds another level of complexity to this. It talks about a wound over values. and creature comforts. And I can't really give you much more details because I don't have the area of the house it's in, but you have that because you have Chiron in Taurus too. So I don't know what house it's in, but self-care, self-love, and self-esteem. And again, it's connected to dated. You have a lot of Virgo energy in your chart in a lot of ways. So domestic energy, that includes work and the daily routines and your health. And pets can be a part of it. There's a wound over something here, but self and self-love and self-esteem is a big one. Self-esteem. So I feel like, oh, you even have a trine with that too. A big earth trine with that too. Mm. I keep looking at house cusp lines. I have to stop. Your chart doesn't have house cusp lines. All right, Helen. So I hoped in some way that this has made sense for you. I hope it sounds like your chart. All that Virgo energy, if this was you, this should have jumped out. Your Mercury in Leo, other than data and information and communication and vocals and voice and speaking and sales, it can also be fun energy, comedy, laughter, right? I want entertainment. I want to learn about entertainment, entertainers, people who work in that field, but using the voice, but even writing, right? This can be writing, Leo energy. Okay. So with that said, I hope that helped, Helen. You're welcome to come back. Yeah, I did save that. And then, yeah, if you ever get your birth time and I've got your chart, always come back and let me know, and we could always adjust the chart. So I have many to-do lists. Oh, yeah, well, that's what the Virgos tell me. Mm. Well, I'm glad it made sense, Helen. Yeah, imagine how it would make sense if you had your birth time. Imagine that, right? It would really stack up. Hey, Tim, how the hell are you doing? I see you. We are about to end. What timing? So listen, if there are folks here who are in the chat and didn't get your chart looked at, and I know there's a few names here that I haven't seen before, and I see birth digits, we'll try to do this again tomorrow. Okay. To catch up on you guys. We can try to do this again tomorrow. If I don't get it done tomorrow, I won't be able to do it on the weekend. Shit. I got the private live Saturday night. I have another thing during the day. So yeah, we'll try to get this. Yeah. And if I don't get it done tomorrow, it just depends. We have no rain today. We're supposed to have rain. Like when it starts downpour like a monsoon, the freaking internet, it sucks. It sucks. So that it might be contingent on that too. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I'll try to come up again, and I'm here every week. Okay. So come on back again. If I didn't get to you, you could always send me an email. I have folks who send me emails and I get their digits. I create their charts and I don't know what happens to them. They just they never come back. And I'm like, all right, I think, they just go somewhere else or life gets busy. But if you can send me an email and let me know that you'll be back, I'll get your chart into the system ahead of time. And that saves a lot of time. That way people are not sitting here waiting as I'm drawing charts up. They're already drawn up. Okay. So the email's running across the bottom of the screen. I think I said screen. And I am grateful for everybody who sent a channel gift to the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That helps me to, it gives me encouragement, keeps me doing what I'm doing, helps me to upgrade equipment, pay for internet bill, like just to do all that. And it also helps me to help others who don't have the money, who don't have money to get a reading of any kind, and they can only get a speed reading. That's what it's really all about, is helping each other. Like, that's the least we can do. That's the very least we can do, especially in this way, right? It's a non-committed form of helping. Just like, hey, I'm here, it works, let's do it, And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. So I hope that y'all get that and it makes sense to you. And we'll see you again the next time. And Tim, good to see you, friend. Yep. You take care. All right, folks. I'll see you. Bye-bye.